What if the very things you believe are making you rich are quietly keeping you poor? What if the car parked in your driveway, the bigger house you proudly show to visitors, the latest gadgets filling your home, and the luxury items displayed on your social media are not symbols of financial success but hidden chains holding back your future freedom? This is a difficult truth for many people to accept because society has trained us to measure wealth by appearance rather than reality. From an early age, most individuals are taught to chase income, buy expensive possessions, and impress others with visible signs of success. Yet the greatest financial lesson is that true wealth is often invisible. Wealth is not what you spend. Wealth is what you keep, grow, and protect. The problem is that many people confuse liabilities with investments, and that confusion can cost decades of financial progress. Every year, millions of hardworking individuals earn money, receive promotions, and increase their salaries, yet they never move closer to financial freedom. Their income rises, but their expenses rise even faster. Their lifestyle expands, their obligations increase, and their financial pressure grows heavier. They believe they are moving forward while unknowingly running in circles. This financial trap does not happen because people are lazy or unintelligent. It happens because they follow ideas that sound logical but produce the wrong results. They are told that if something is expensive, it must be valuable. They are told that if many people want it, it must be a smart purchase. They are told that success means constantly upgrading their lifestyle. Over time, these messages become deeply rooted beliefs that guide financial decisions without being questioned. This is where a powerful shift in thinking begins. One of the most influential lessons associated with Robert T. Kiyosaki is the distinction between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. The definition sounds simple, yet its implications are profound. Many people purchase things believing they are investments simply because they hope those things will increase in value someday. However, hope is not a financial strategy. A purchase that continuously drains money through maintenance, debt payments, fees, and depreciation may not be helping you build wealth at all. The uncomfortable reality is that many purchases are driven more by emotion than logic. People often buy to feel important, accepted, admired, or successful. Advertisers understand this psychological reality extremely well. They rarely sell products. They sell feelings, identities, and dreams. They create the impression that happiness is only one purchase away. Social pressure amplifies the effect. Friends, coworkers, neighbors, and online influencers constantly display lifestyles that appear desirable. As a result, people compare their behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's carefully edited highlight reel. This comparison creates urgency, temptation, and financial decisions that may look impressive today but create stress tomorrow. The journey toward wealth begins when a person develops the courage to question common assumptions. It begins when they stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Will this make me financially stronger?" That single question has the power to transform an entire future. At this point, a deeper question emerges, and this is where the story becomes interesting. If buying liabilities instead of assets is such a common mistake, why do so many intelligent people continue making it year after year? The answer lies in a powerful force that operates beneath the surface of everyday decisions. Most financial mistakes are not mathematical problems. They are emotional problems disguised as financial choices. Human beings naturally seek comfort, approval, and certainty. We want evidence that our hard work is paying off. We want visible rewards. We want to feel that we are progressing. Because of this, many people purchase things that create an immediate sense of achievement while ignoring the long-term consequences hidden behind the excitement. A luxury vehicle can create pride for a moment, but years of payments can quietly reduce opportunities to invest. A larger home can provide status, but increasing expenses can consume cash flow that could have been used to acquire income-producing assets. The danger is subtle because the consequences do not appear immediately. They emerge slowly over time, often unnoticed until years have passed. Imagine two individuals starting from the same financial position. One chooses to direct surplus money toward appearances, upgrades, and lifestyle expansion. The other focuses on acquiring assets that generate income. In the beginning, the first person appears more successful. Friends admire the visible signs of prosperity. Social media rewards the image. Compliments reinforce the behavior. Meanwhile, the second person may appear ordinary and even unsuccessful by comparison. Yet beneath the surface, a different reality is developing. Every asset acquired becomes a worker generating income. Every income-producing investment strengthens the financial foundation. Every disciplined decision creates momentum. Then comes the moment that few people expect. Years later, the gap becomes impossible to ignore. The individual who pursued appearances discovers that high income alone does not guarantee wealth. Financial obligations continue demanding attention. Stress remains present. Freedom remains distant. The person who quietly accumulated assets begins experiencing a completely different reality. Income arrives from sources beyond personal labor. Opportunities increase, choices expand, time becomes more flexible. This is the suspense hidden within every financial journey because the results are delayed. Most people evaluate decisions based on immediate outcomes, while wealth is created through outcomes that may take years to reveal themselves. The marketplace understands this human weakness exceptionally well. Entire industries are built around encouraging consumption rather than ownership. Every advertisement competes for attention. Every marketing message attempts to influence behavior. Every trend creates pressure to spend. The challenge is not avoiding every purchase. The challenge is learning to think independently. Financial freedom belongs to those who can separate emotional desire from economic reality. Before making any major purchase, successful wealth builders ask questions that many consumers never consider. Will this put money into my pocket or take money out? Will this strengthen my future or merely satisfy a temporary desire? Am I buying this because it creates value or because it creates an image? These questions may seem simple, but they expose truths that many people spend a lifetime avoiding. The answers often reveal whether a purchase is building wealth or quietly destroying it. The encouraging truth is that financial transformation does not require extraordinary intelligence, perfect timing, or a massive income. It begins with awareness. The moment a person understands the difference between an asset and a liability, an entirely new way of seeing the world becomes possible. Suddenly, every purchase becomes a decision about the future rather than merely a transaction in the present. Wealth creation is no longer a mystery reserved for a fortunate few. It becomes a process built on consistent choices and disciplined thinking. The goal is not to eliminate enjoyment from life or refuse every luxury. The goal is to ensure that financial strength grows faster than financial obligations. True prosperity is achieved when assets generate enough income to support the lifestyle you desire. This is why wealthy individuals often focus first on acquiring income-producing resources before expanding personal consumption. They understand that freedom is purchased through ownership, not appearance. They recognize that every dollar is a worker. It can either be spent once and disappear, or it can be invested and continue working indefinitely. This mindset changes everything. Instead of asking what something costs, you begin asking what it produces. Instead of chasing status, you pursue cash flow. Instead of following trends, you follow principles. Over time, these shifts create extraordinary results. Small investments grow, knowledge expands, confidence increases, opportunities become easier to recognize. The person who once felt trapped by financial pressure begins experiencing a sense of control and direction. This is not because life becomes easier. It is because understanding becomes stronger. The financial world constantly offers distractions, temptations, and promises of quick success. Yet lasting wealth is rarely built through shortcuts. It is built through patience, education, and disciplined action repeated consistently over many years. Every financially successful person eventually learns that the greatest investment is not a stock, a property, or a business opportunity. The greatest investment is the development of financial intelligence. Knowledge allows you to recognize assets where others see obstacles. Knowledge allows you to avoid liabilities disguised as opportunities. Knowledge allows you to make decisions based on facts rather than emotions. As Robert T. Kiyosaki has often emphasized through his teachings, financial education is one of the most powerful tools available to anyone seeking freedom. The journey begins the moment you choose to think differently from the crowd. It begins when you stop measuring wealth by what people see and start measuring wealth by what your assets produce. The next time you are tempted by a purchase that promises status, excitement, or approval, pause for a moment and ask yourself a simple question. Is this helping me become financially free Or is it creating another obligation that will demand my time, energy, and money? The answer may determine the direction of your future. Every great financial transformation starts with one decision, one lesson, and one new perspective. Choose wisely, because the choices you make today will quietly shape the life you experience tomorrow. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.